Good morning, everyone. So in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to talk about my career experience with TE. As many of you know, I joined this company back in '96. It was a very small organization back then. So over the period of last 20 years, the company has had significant growth, and I'm proud to say that I was part of this whole growth, and in the process, I had a lot of personal growth as well. As you all know, I started in finance. Till 2013, I was heading the finance, and then this opportunity came where Samir, who was running the transportation business till then, had a global assignment, and when this opportunity came, I showed my interest, and Raja and Eric Coopers, who was at that time MA Automotive Vice President, was kind enough to offer this job. And I was really excited to move from a finance role into a business role, because in the last 15 years or so, when I was doing my finance role, I always had the opportunity to work very closely with the business, but I never really got an opportunity to run the business myself. So when this opportunity came, I was really excited, so I grabbed it with whole heart and then did a deep dive. So it's been about 2 years now since I took this new role, and there's not a day that I had any regret on doing this change. So the journey so far has been very successful. Yeah, of course, the business has been slightly, you always have ups and downs. The market is challenging, but we can always look at new opportunities where we can grow the business. So as you all know, the whole automotive market in terms of volume has been not so fast in the growth, but more and more electronification is happening, which is driving a lot of growth for our business. I'm going to talk about what I enjoy most in my current job. So what I enjoy most is I have a very diversified team. So broadly put, I have an engineering team, I have an operations team, and I have a sales and marketing team. And of course, I have the finance and HR, which supports to do our business. So with this diversified group, with 2 plant locations and engineering based out of Bangalore, gives me a good flavor of the different aspects of business. And we use all this resource and all the talent, end of the day, to go to the customer and deliver an extraordinary customer experience. So with this diverse resource, it also gives me a lot of learning experience, as I every day meet with different people in different functions. Either it's a business review or just a project review, or sometimes a customer visit, sometimes it's a vendor visit. But every day I get something new to learn. I challenge most of the team, and in many occasions I also get challenged by these people in terms of why don't we do it this way and why not the other way. So in that sense, it's a lot of learning experience, which I believe will continue to grow, both in terms of my personal growth and also professionally I will be growing. Let me talk about the 3 big challenges that I had so far in my career, and then how did I manage these challenges. The first and foremost is back in '96 when we started, we were relatively a small company. The name was unknown. So to hire talent in a country of this size with an unknown brand makes it very difficult. So in most cases, we call a candidate for interview, and we almost start with the process of explaining what the company globally is doing, what we try to do in India, and what are the future plans. So in many occasions, we had to sell the company first, sell the job second, and then make the candidate excited, so that if the candidate is the right person for the job, then takes the offer and then joins the company. So over the years, I would say this has improved, because we have grown in size, we've grown in number of people, location. So it's much better than where we started. But even at times, it becomes a challenge to attract the right talent, given the market in which we operate and the size we operate at today. In my experience, what we try and do is, like I said, we call the candidate, we do a little bit of a selling, and then in the end, we translate that to an offer which most often the employees pick. The second big challenge is, there are years where the business doesn't grow, but in a high inflation country, the cost continues to grow. And in all our business, one of the important aspects is to make our business grow in a profitable manner. So how do you optimize cost and manage the growth in a country like India? So that's the next big challenge. So what we do here, so we have a very robust plan, and we also have backup plan, because there are external factors. Like as I'm talking, one of a big challenge in the business today is the euro exchange rate. Just to give an example, last year the euro was around 82, 84, and it came down to nearly 66, 67, and today it's hovering around 70. So this 15-18% drop in the euro to rupee has a significant influence on our top line and also on the bottom line. So what we try to do, so we have a plan B, trying to see how can we grow our business in the non-euro zone, which is either dollar or the rupee. And we're also talking to a few customers if we can convert the euro business into dollar. So the point here is you will always have risk in business, which are external or internal. And to be successful, you need to plot those risks and have multiple options to counter those risks. So the third challenge I would say is investment. Now, as you all know, if you have to grow the business, you need to have the right investment to ensure that the new product or the new location is in place when the market is mature. So what happens is, as we are in a developing economy, most of the times we operate on a subscale model. I mean, just to give you an example, if you build a mold, you can do an 8-cavity mold, you can do a 4-cavity mold, or you can just do a 2-cavity mold. And it's common sense, if you do a high cavity, you get the high number of products, so the part and the cycle time the mold cost and the cycle time can be amortized over a large number of parts. On the flip side, if you have to have a high cavity mold, you need to have a high demand in the marketplace, so whatever parts you produce, you will be able to sell. But that's not the case in most of our business situation here. Because we have a very fragmented market, whether it's the OEM or within the OEM, the different models, we are forced to do a smaller scale, which means we sacrifice on the number of cavity, and hence we kind of optimize in terms of how do we recover cost, at the same time we don't create excess capacity. So this is a classic challenge most of the companies are going through in India today, but I think we've learned over the years how to manage this and still be successful in the market. So those are just a few examples on some of the challenges that we faced in the last couple of years and then what we're trying to counter this. Yeah, the last concluding part, I would say from my own experience, I would like to share a few thoughts, probably the new set of employees who are coming into the company can look into just to enable their career growth in the company. The first and foremost, I would say, is take a bit of a risk. Yeah, you can never achieve growth or you can never achieve anything in life without taking the little bit of risk. And what is risk? Risk is something to do which is not known, or getting into a zone outside the comfort zone, or trying to do something which you have not done in the past. There could be many things in your day-to-day work which needs a bit of a risk, and the beauty is most often the risk is something which you fear, and as you get into the job, it vanishes within no time, and then once you finish the job, you're so successful, you're so happy that the whole risk element just doesn't mean anything. So that's, for me, the first most important aspect that all of us have to imbibe to be successful in our career. The next one is, there'll be always ups and downs. You're not going to win everything. You're not going to be successful all the time. So don't lose heart if something is not finished on time. If you're not able to accomplish something, don't lose your heart, because staying focused, staying motivated is the most important aspect for anyone to be successful in the career. So look at people, reach out to people when you need, and there's always help around. And I can tell you in TE, there's so much of resource available within the company which can always make you successful in your career. The last piece of advice I would give is continue to learn, because today's marketplace is for people who do something new, innovative, and do a better performance than what you did last year or the day before. So learning never stops. So keep learning, bring something new to the table, and you can be rest assured that you will have a successful career if you can just continue to learn and then challenge others with your growth. So thank you.